India, Bharat, Hindustan. She dwells on her past, and rightfully so. What a glorious past it has been. From pondering the deepest mysteries of the creation and man's relationship to and place in the Creator's garden, to teaching the world the concept of sunyata, or zero, so humankind could count. India is not ashamed of her past, or of her contributions to the world. Its philosophy, sciences, humanity, mysticism, and romanticism, millennia after glorious millennia. India started her journey so many centuries ago. Civilizations have come and gone. Dry riverbeds adjoin the ruins of the resplendent Persian cities of antiquity. Mighty civilizations of the Nile and Sumer are but distant memories. India adapts, survives, transforms. Compete on metrics established by judges who measure progress in terms of refrigerators and land phones per capita. Leapfrogging established world powers in economic metrics, India is emerging again. India is ready to just not survive, but to compete. Compete with passion, humanity. Welcome to the wonder that is India, and the wonder that India will continue to be. History is a passage of time. For the subcontinent, it is a passage of people. Iskandar, Sikandar. Alexander the Great may have grabbed all the headlines. His visit to the Indian shores in 327 BC is perhaps the most famous. But there have been others. Many others. It is pointless to argue whether the builders of the Harappan civilization are native Indians. What matters is that their ruins lie in grand splendor on Indian soil, and their customs still persist in Indian society. It is equally pointless to debate whether the Kauravas and Pandavas were descended from tribes in distant Tajikistan. What is important is that their thoughts and courses of action guide a nation today, after 3 millennia, for billions of people. The cycle started in 700 BC with the 16 Mahajanapadas, Kosala, Panchala, Anga, Magadha, to name a few. Preceded by the smaller kingdoms that find mention in Mahabharata and Ramayana, the Janapadas were the culmination of amalgamation and political unity between the smaller states, of passages. In time, some of these city-states gained prominence and became kingdoms. Pataliputra, Tanjavur, Hampi, Caves of Ellora, Amaravati Stupa, Takshila, Nalanda, capital cities, schools, places of worship, imprint and legacy of a glorious age. Around 800 AD, India had witnessed visitors who professed a different faith. In Delhi and Deccan, the Islamic sultanates gradually took over the reins from the Hindu and Buddhist monarchs. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb unified most of India under the Mughal Empire. Pockets of independent kingdoms like the Hoysalas, Vijayanagar, the Marathas, the Rajputs offered resistance to the imperial forces out of Delhi, or learned to coexist. In the meantime, the ships of the Ferengis were docking at ports in Calicut. The Portuguese, the Dutch, the Danes, the French, the English. Port cities like Goa, Calcutta, Madras, Chinsura, and Bombay, cities which became the conduit for Indian splendors to reach the royal courts of Europe and the world. Soon the English find themselves in control of a vast land. The British Empire, the British Raj. Queen Victoria becomes the Empress of India. Contributions from the new sovereigns include modernity and modern thoughts. It, however, does not hide the ugly scars of colonialism. On August 15, 1947, a new nation, more united than ever, rises. When the world is sleeping, India is rising to a new dawn, its young leader proclaims.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history.
In 2007, India will declare one lucky winner from the competing scientific teams from Sweden, Bulgaria, UK, USA, and Germany. 5 nations are rushing, hoping to secure the single available spot, a scientific experimental payload on a spaceship. In September 2007, when the modified Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle launches from the Sri Harikota site in Orissa, it will carry a special payload, Chandrayaan Pratham, the first rising of the moon. Critics may wonder if the $100 million would be better spent on illiteracy. Replace the bullock carts with caterpillars. Like a rite of passage, India needs to do this. Maybe India is tired of the old world moniker. This will propel India to reach for the new, while rooted in the old and precious. After all, flying is not a new concept to Indians. The skies of India have been crisscrossed by Vimans since time immemorial. India is confident of taking that next step, the moon. Can the planets be far behind? The man behind the dream, the success of the space program, is also the President of India.